Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. Okay, so I'm trying something a little bit different just to see how it turns out. I combined 3 decks and I have them mixed up and I'll shuffle them still in front of you. However, let me begin with a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this platform, this channel, and thank you so much for bringing 144 subscribers. It's such a beautiful number, right? God, it's definitely a message that that these readings could be twin flame readings, right? So God, I'm asking you to reveal what is needed, what is needed for our collective to move forward, and let their discernment be strong, and let their senses be sharpened and wise, and help them to find their way, Lord. That is a good calling for the people here to figure out what they want to do with their lives and which direction that they need to go. And dear God, I pray that everybody receives the forgiveness that they ask for, even from each other, like from person to person, as well as forgiveness from you, Lord, for all of their transgressions. And I pray that their souls are opened up and they begin living an honest, decent life. And I'm sure some of them already are on the path. Help us to not backpedal. And God, thank you for understanding that we are not perfect. And when we wake up in the morning, we dedicate ourselves to just be better, to live a better life, a cleaner life, a purer life. And it's only by God's grace that any of this is even possible, dear Lord. So thank you, and please be with us during this reading, and speak to us through the cards, Lord. We love you. We thank you for everything, because you are everything to us, Lord. Thank you, God. Amen. All right, so let me see. So I combined the Psychic Tarot deck, the Archangel Power Tarot deck, and the Akashic Tarot Guidebook, that deck as well. So let me set these over here, and like I said, you can see I've shuffled the cards quite some. So I just separated them. I like to do 8 sometimes, so I'll take one set of cards, 8, put 8 rows, and then I'll take the next set of cards and copy over them, and so forth and so on. But oops. But still, I want to go through and shuffle them a little bit more. I'll take some from the inside, drop some to the front, and then to the bottom. Okay. So let's see what's at the very bottom. Oh, look at that, spiritual union. So that one is of this one. It's off the Psychic Tarot. So I think it was a 2. Spiritual union. So I'll read it to you. This card deals with relationships involving an emotional bond that could be between new lovers, kindred souls, family members, friends, business associates, or partners. It could even relate to a project or a specific situation. This would be the perfect time to realize that all relationships are really about you. Notice when you interact with different people in your life, are they giving you energy or taking it away? Is there an even exchange? There should be an equal balance between giving and receiving energy. For relationships are mirror images of your own life. They reflect how you feel and treat yourself, and how you react and respond to various situations and individuals around you. Each and every union is an opportunity for soul growth. So I'm going to go ahead and take that card off. And then we're going to just pull off the top. So next we have a disruption. So could it be that somebody's actually with someone else, but they now see, so say if it's the guy, right? He finally sees this woman for who she means, you know, like what is the significance of this woman and how it affects him, right? How it's affecting him. So let's say he's with someone else. Since this is at the bottom, it hasn't come out yet. And this is the first card, so is it he's with someone else and maybe he's disclosed that and it's causing a tower in a current relationship? And that as well, it could be her, right? So spiritually, as above, so below. Okay, so if we hadn't looked at the bottom right away, we would have been pulling off the top. So if this is above, right? Because usually they say it's spiritual first, as above, so below. So there's disruption to what's going on currently, because I think it's him, but let's just say it's him, just for the sake of saying it's him. Might be her, so you can put it in your story how it's, but I'll just use him for the story. So he actually finds value in her and finds that spiritually they're a match. But currently, because it hasn't gone from spiritual to the 3D, whatever he's situated in right down here, he's pretty much blowing the top off of it. Like he's disrupting it, he's disturbing it, he's ending it. Each stone could be several different women, right? It could be one person, and it could be a whole family. All because he's realizing that what was here, it doesn't compare to what's here. Okay? So next we have the Four of Ariel. When you give, you also receive, being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. Okay, so how does money fit into these? Okay, this is at the bottom. This is on its way. So it could be that whoever this guy is, you know, he has an angel looking over him to see how he's making his life work. And obviously, you know, maybe she sees that he should be doing something different. So it could be that he's spending a lot of money where he shouldn't be. Maybe he's over helping people. Maybe he's like the go-to guy. Hey, John, you know, I heard that you could help me out. So what's going on is over the weekend I had to get 2 new tires. Now I don't have enough for my electric bill, which is like $140, and I don't have any money until I get paid. Can you float me the $140 for my electric bill until payday? Maybe an extra $20, so in case I need to buy gas or something. And maybe he's just helping too much. So when you give, you also receive. Sometimes you have to know when to call it quits and say, I'm not the bank. My name is not Bank. It's not Bank of America. It's not Wells Fargo Bank. It's not U.S. Bank. My name's just John. It's kind of a funny way to put it, but anyway, so I don't know, with these 2 cards together, I kind of feel like he was in a giving way, but maybe he wasn't getting things back in return. Maybe people were borrowing money, and then when payday comes, he's got to go hunt them down, and they're like, oh man, I forgot about that. This came up, and now I still don't have it. So how about if I give you 40, and then I'll still owe you 120, and then the money is going to trickle back in when you were expecting to get the whole amount back. So helping people is helping people, giving to people is giving to people, but when it takes away from your stability, it's time to put it to a stop. So it might have something to do with that. Next, we have Love Begins. So, let's see. These 3 cards are all out of the same deck. This is the Major Arcana. So maybe he's realizing that this is above. This is really what he wants. However, he's been engaging in this I'm the it guy, come to me for what your needs and wants are. And he's putting that to a halt because he wants to move on to this. And this would make sense regarding this because this is still at the bottom. So as above, so below. So he's trying to do things the right way. So that way when he connects with her, that there will be no blockages. There will be no reasons why he can't move forward. Okay. Next, we have the Queen of Forces. He knows who this woman is, that she holds creativity and receptivity, and she has the fluidity through her life to balance all of this. And that's why it's important for him to begin to start living life right, because he doesn't want to lose this when he hasn't even got it yet. This is still up in the air, right? Because as above, so below. And this would have to say that it's her. Or it could be someone trying to stop it. But I think all the obstacles are gone now. I think this is going to be smooth sailing. And that's because he's chose that. He's chose to not entertain any other women. He's chose not to listen to the peanut gallery. He's chose to follow his own heart, follow his own feelings, cutting off the people that he was always available to help, that only hindered him from any progress. Okay, so that's who she is, the Queen of Forces. That's creativity side, that's receptivity. And again, she's fluid with how she handles her life, right? Next we have the Ace of Michael. There's a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. So, he's saying, I'm not going to be your play toy anymore. I'm not going to be your go-to guy. I'm not going to have my finances all in a whack, all whacked up because I'm trying to help too many people. It's time that I start helping myself. It's time that I start searching for my actual happiness. The happiness that I know has been up in the air. That I want to ground it and have it in my life from like this day forward, right? Next we have the lightning bolt. The lightning bolt indicates a storm, splitting of the tree. So say that's a family tree. You know, when the shit hits the fan, when crap starts happening, it's time to take your losses and move forward. It's time to learn to balance between the daylight and the evening, always keeping a steady flow, not halting. You know, you don't see a beaver in that picture, right? A beaver could build a dam, right? I was just thinking that. But, you know, love yourself, and then you will illuminate the love that you have for yourself, which will illuminate the person that has the same love for themselves as you have for yourself. And that's when a relationship can really be built. So this has to do with the interruptions, the lies, the deceit, the taking. You know, maybe this guy had a lot of money and people just kept taking from him. He's like, I'll be damned if I'm gonna, you know, say this is the borrowing side, right? This is his side that has growth. Say maybe it's a money tree. But this side's a bear with the money tree side, and he has all the money on his side, but through it all, people kept taking and borrowing, taking and borrowing. Finally, he just split it and said, you guys deal with your half of the tree. This is my half of the tree. And I just don't want to deal with that anymore. Things aren't panning out for me, and I've been patient, and I've been willing to, you know, openly help people, but it's not being reciprocated, so I'll just cut that tree right in half. Archangel Gabriel, he's a major arcana, and 3 is actually considered the feminine. 3 is actually considered the Empress. So the Empress is vibing out, and she stands for fertility, right? All the major arcanas have something special. Let's see what Gabriel says. Major arcanas, and then I'll read what the Empress says. Gabriel is a divine messenger regarding communication. He's a loving angel that carries sacred words of truth into the world and brings them to you. It indicates a profound connection to this wonderful presence. Power of expression is on the rise now. You could be getting involved on projects for communication, such as publishing, counseling, teaching, mediumship, journalism, marketing, radio or television. Feel Archangel Gabriel step before you and place his hand upon you. He fills you with the will to express your words. What do you want to share and with whom? So let's see what the 3 says in the Psychic Tarot. It's the manifestation of growth that's on the horizon. You are the creator. Whether it's happiness, comfort, abundance, prosperity, family, children, ideas, or even thoughts. You're ready to give birth into your world. Be patient as you watch your seeds take root and grow. Nurture them. And this card represents femininity and Mother Earth, who is calling you. As you interact with others around you now, or even if you're in the midst of solving a problem, use gentle care and kindness. So this isn't a time to be inconsiderate, possessive, domineering, forceful, or pushy. Act from a loving space of your heart center. The benevolent energy that resides there will assist you in making sacrifices in order to care for and help others as well as yourself. So you see, she was helping others, but she has to make sure she helps herself too. Okay, now let's see what the Empress says in this other one. Oh, wait a minute, we just did. In the Akashic Tarot. Let's see, is that right? Oh, that's Archangel Gabriel. Okay. All right, well, let's just move forward. 3 is basically the Empress. The heart chakra. The heart chakra has everything to do with, right? The Empress. She's loving and nurturing. It's everything to do with a spiritual union. Has everything to do with love begins. So balance out your heart chakra if you think it needs it by doing yoga, meditation, resting, eating well, exercising. And if you think you need a checkup, you know, you can always call out to a tarot reading and a tarot reader and get a reading done on you specifically, or you can go to your doctor's office and have them check out your heart as well. Make sure everything's running correctly, right? Okay, so the 7 of Scrolls. Intricacies and industry. So this is about the building of this great cathedral. This guy is the stone worker, and he has to make sure that when he's building it, that it's plumb and bob. The bob is plumb, the plumb bob. In any event, it's when you have a string with a weight on it from a higher spot, and then you have it dangling down, so that way when you're building your stones up, you can make sure that it's plumb and bob. It's whatever the terminology is. It's straight, okay? So the other thing about this is, you know, you can go to many countries and find old stone buildings that have been there for hundreds of years. So even though he's the beginning stage, every stone has its place, and how every stone is set will dictate how that building gets erected and stays up for centuries. So this guy is a professional stoneworker. So the idea is every little stone counts, so that it can be carried, this building can be carried into centuries into the future, right? If it's built right and there's no war that tears it down. Okay, next we have harmony, which is the 6. And that is a major arcana out of the psychic tarot. So you see, these are the same. Except for this is not a major arcana. So 6, harmony. So the reason why I wanted to do it this way, just see how many times that it would give confirmation. So we have basically have these two are confirming each other. And then this one is really right. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to see. So, harmony. This card signifies the possibility that a deep spiritual initiation, partnership, or union is taking place at this time, or is manifesting for the future. This doesn't always necessarily represent a love affair of the heart, but could signify other forms of relationships in your life, whether they're personal or business related. Remember, not all partnerships have to be one-on-one. They can be forged with a group, an organization, a pet, or even an incident or situation. And this card is considered the Lovers, spiritual union. Next, the 5 of Keys, wishes fulfilled. This speaks of God providing everything you need. This is like a storage room for a castle. And it has the baskets of the wheats and the fruits and all the necessities to make a great meal. And to eat well and to eat healthy it's very good. You know, I was actually thinking about getting some spaghetti sauce today and some noodles, but and maybe just like a little bit of hamburger and make some spaghetti. But then I thought, oh, the way the tomatoes they can irritate my stomach. It tastes good, but it's a little, it can irritate my stomach a little. And then the fatty from the beef, and then the noodles, how that they're processed in a certain way or whatnot. And I was telling my daughter I wanted to get her one of those noodle makers, you know, the mixing bowl with all the different pieces to it, and so she could make her fresh noodles and stuff like that. It'd be healthier than having all those enrichment things they put in to like make it last longer and stuff, and she could just make it fresh. So wishes fulfilled is everything just being so, like everybody has a wish list, right? And my wish list might be different than yours, and your wish list might be different than everybody else's, whatnot. But wishes fulfilled. What are your wishes? You should write them down. You know, if this reading's for you, your wishes are going to be fulfilled in the future. And it begins with loving yourself, believing in yourself, having faith in yourself, taking time to pray to God, to thank God for every little thing in your life. You know, recognize your ancestors and appreciate where you came from. Appreciate that that you should hold no disgrace towards the ones that have left you behind. It's everybody's time when it's their time, right? And to hold on to any sort of resentment or anything like, Mom didn't do enough for me, or, you know, Dad was a lousy dad. or grandma and grandpa, they didn't do this right, or they didn't do that right. That there's no time for that. There's the time that you have to appreciate your ancestors is, I'm glad I learned lessons from them. Mom was so good at making ends meet, raising 9 kids. Her meals were always delicious. Never did Mom have a bad meal. She knew how to put the spices together. She knew how to stretch the food out so everybody got to eat. My mom, she actually, there's sometimes she didn't eat because she fed her kids first. And if she just had to eat like a little bowl of rice or a piece of bread, that was my mom. And I just don't believe in talking bad about our ancestors. That promotes no respect. If you don't have good things to say about your ancestors in front of your children, you're basically telling them, oh, by the way, Corey, when you hear me say something bad about your grandma that you never got to meet, and you think it's kind of weird, but you're hearing negative about someone who is close to me, then it gives you permission to treat me that way too. Even though I'm not dead yet, you might as well go ahead and just treat me that way. It's not cool. So, wishes fulfilled. Write it down. Say a prayer. Thank God. Thank your ancestors. Thank your spirit guides. Thank your archangels. Thank the 1,000 of angels that God sends to you and your loved ones to keep them well. And you claim it, right? Thank you, God. You are everything, God. Without you in my life, where would I be today? So, that's what I have to say about that. You might have a different opinion. So next is deception and envy. So here you are, whoever you are. You have all of this, right? You have an archangel looking over you, over this spiritual union. That's going to be love, right? It's going to be the most rewarding love either one of you has ever experienced. It's going to be an easy love. And I say easy because even through tough times, you both are going to be ready to sacrifice whatever to help each other out. And one is not going to allow the other to sacrifice too much, right? It would be like, maybe he had back surgery, right? All right, dear, you have back surgery. Just stay where you're at. I'll take care of everything. I'll run to the market. I'll buy, whatever for some soup. I'll buy you some hot pads, cold pads, whatever you need. The things to keep your wound clean. Just hold tight. And then he starts feeling better, and then she has, maybe she trips and falls and breaks her ankle. Is he going to treat her badly, or is he going to give her the same love that she gave to him? It's going to be a natural thing. They're both going to want to love up on each other. Yet they're both, if she says, oh, I just need some space right now. I was thinking about, going here or whatever, with my girlfriends. And he might say, oh, well, I'm getting ready to go work out with my dude friends, or whatever. It's going to be one of those relationships where you both are independent, but you both know where the home is. You both know where the love is. And neither one of you will ever do anything, not even think twice about doing anything to ruin this beautiful relationship. She might be having these studs come up to her and say, oh, you're not happily married. Come on, let's go. He might be having all these beautiful women come up to him. And they're both going to say, no, my love is too important. to me. This is the love of my life. This is the love of my life. Both of them are going to be telling these very attractive people, shoo fly, go away. That's what I imagine anyways. So there's not going to be any deception and envy. These are going to be people envying them. And they will try to tell stories to break them up. But these two are going to be stuck to each other. And they're going to believe each other first. Who knows? Whatever happened in the dark could be already discussed. So there's no surprises. You know, I was just going through something at that time. And, you know, you weren't around. But, you know, they were just women that I did things with, you know. I had to learn how to grow up to be a man, right? A good man for you. So everything happened for a reason. So I can learn lessons. So I could learn what not to do and how not to handle someone I truly love, right? And that's going to make their bond stronger. Okay. The Four of Forces. So spring is the time for plantings. Autumn is the time for, here in California, they're planting almost all season, all year round, except for maybe winter, but I still think that crops are still growing at that time. But the Four of Forces, that is, okay, that's the Akashic. Close your eyes and feel yourself stand tall, placing one foot in the spring and the other in autumn. As you look at your life, ask yourself what step will help you plant a new situation and what step will help you harvest. See those actions before you now. Okay? So I'm going to pull 5 more cards. Okay, these are going to be the 5 cards that we talk about. I always like to see like the next 3 cards to see. Okay, so the King of Keys, the King of Raphael, and the Balance. So as far as these cards go, either okay, it could be a guy-guy relationship, right? 2 kings. It could be both the guy and the girl have built their independence. So basically they're kind of king of their own castle and they're uniting together. And then the 7 of Forces says they come together and there's balance. They figure out a balance. So again, it could be guy-guy, it could be girl-guy, it could be girl-guy, or it could be girl-girl. Okay, but basically it's 2 high-ranking, energetic people who know how to make money, they know how to save money, they know how to spend money, they know the values, they know that they need to give back to the community, they need to be generous and honorable. They can't be all tightwad because they got money, right? I mean, how shallow is that? I actually knew a few people that had a hard time giving, you know, but to each their own. People, I believe that the people that are God-fearing and God-loving are the ones that really are blessed, right? Anyways, they say that if the devil gives it to you, you don't get to keep it. But if God gives it to you and you stay with God, you get to keep it. Not like when you die and go, you know, you can't take anything material, but I just heard that. I heard that if the devil gives it to you, it's fake. It's a fake gift. It's a fake promise, and it'll be taken away. And if God gives it to you, and then you forget God, and you're like, oh, I got this on my own. I worked hard. You know, I didn't have any help. It was all me. Then God could take it away because you're not honoring Him. Okay? So let's go with the 5 cards that the 6 of Raphael. Embrace your inner child, new friends, or rekindled relationships, childhood. So the 6 of Raphael is basically, here's another 6 card. Well, it's harmony. Let's see, it's sort of that. That there's another card here that resonated. No. Okay. Reflection. So it's always good to reflect where you've been for that day, where you've been for that week, what things came up, how did you handle them? If you handled them in a bad way, how would you handle it in a better way next time? And, you know, maybe you're thinking, oh, I wasn't kind. I said what I had to say, but, you know, I really was like brutal truth. Next time I can still say all of that, just soften it up, not by changing my word, but changing the tone of my voice. What else? Reflection. If something came out good, you know, oh, so I had this situation and I don't know where the idea came from. I decided to suggest this, and it turned out everybody liked it, and it worked well with our situation, and everything was mended, and we all got to appreciate what we're doing together more. You know, something like that. Whatever reflection you need to reflect on. Or you could say, you know, I was sleeping in the car and I woke up and I had this idea. Well, you know, sometimes in dreams, God will give you these ideas, right? And then poof, you wake up. You know, you could reflect, oh yes, God gave me this vision. You know, God gave me a vision. And look, now I'm on a ship sailing out of this harbor. Okay, then we have strength, right? Strength. They say that this is Leo, and only she can tame him. Right? Leo the lion. Only she can tame him. Only she can tame him. Only she can tame him. Okay, so if you believe in these cards, then that's 4 confirmations, right? Because it's 4 couples in those pictures. Okay, next we have accelerated motion. Now that we've established what we had to reflect upon, we now see that no matter how we try to run away from this relationship, this feeling that we both have, there's no sense in fighting the feeling anymore. What is that? A song? REO Speedwagon. I can't fight this feeling anymore. And the last card is emotional loss. You're realizing that you've had a lot of emotional loss because you kept pushing away the one that was really for you. You were pushing him or her away for the wrong reasons. One was you were afraid. You never felt a passion strong like that. 2, you might have prayed to have this person come into your life, and realizing that you are a master manifester. God brought that person into your life before you were actually mentally, physically, spiritually ready. So you pushed that person away. This person said, oh, you don't like that I can tame you. you don't like the feeling because you don't understand. I barely know this person. How can I have such strong feelings for her? I've pushed her away, so far away. She just got up and she just left. She never said goodbye. She was just gone. And the next week I was saying, hey, where's that girl at? Where'd she go? Oh, she got on a plane. She said she was going home. You know, you pushed her away. She said energetically, like, you have a lot of growing up to do, dude. I'm not going to entertain this just because all of your little pick-me's will get in line for you. I'm not one of those pick-me's. So, I'll catch up with you later. Okay, sometime later, you know, she wakes up from a dream. Oh my God, she sends him a message. Are you really going to marry her? Is she really the one for you? I thought I was the one. I thought you just had to live life and learn some lessons and you'd come back to me. Maybe he was still trying to prove her wrong and he hooked up with the wrong person. Trying to say, hey, I don't love you. When deep inside he knew that he really did. But he chose someone different. Someone who was one of his little pick-me's that he can do what he wants, and she's always going to be sitting at the house waiting for him because he's the best that she could ever have. And sometime later, someone re-enters your life. That was last year. You actually married her. Where are you now? Is this really what you want? Do you want me out of the picture? Do you want me to just let everything go? Because I've tried to let you go and my heart is still in your hands. What are you doing with my heart? He says, well, you know, I've been thinking about things and I can't forget about you either. So I have to create some tower moments. I have to do some splitting apart. And I have to make sure that I have the experience to build something solid. So that way you'll know that I'm never planning on going anywhere else. It's just me and you against the world. God said, when I do this, my wishes will be fulfilled. God has assigned Archangel Gabriel to be with me. Anytime I need anything, I can talk to him, and he can tell me what to say, where to go, who to see. And maybe the first thing I need to do before we get back together is have my heart chakra tuned up. Maybe I have to seek counsel, someone who has the ability to have an even flow, a fluid life that she can control the creativity and the receptivity in human nature, so I can get everything better before we come together. I've learned that I was giving to the wrong place because I wasn't getting anything back. And you were giving me everything, and I was giving you little back. Right? I want something better. I want something better than what I have here with you not in my life. I have to have you in my life. That's the only time life is making sense for me, is when you send me a text message, or I view one of your videos, or, you know, you call out to me. I don't want to deceive you. I don't want to deceive me. And I don't want anybody around who's going to deceive us, because it's just hurting people, and no one really knows where they stand. And I'm going to have to let them know that from here on out, I got a future. I got to plant 1 foot in the spring and 1 foot in the autumn, and figure out what I'm growing, how I'm going to grow it. And I have to nurture and water it and make sure the soil's right. And that's our love relationship that I'm ready to put the work in. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it resonated for you. God bless you all. I'm going to give myself just a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to my regular readings where I read out of each deck, you know, for the affirmations, and then just stick to one, you know, one of these. Now, if you like this reading and you like to receive the confirmations of several cards, put in the comment, and then if I see any comments saying that, maybe I'll do 1 or 2 more, okay, along the way, or it might be the next readings. So it depends on what interaction I get from you guys. All right. God bless you all. I'm sending you love, light, peace, harmony, happiness, and always healing, right? And God bless you all. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me. Without you, I don't need to be here. So thank you for being my purpose. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.